Hey friends, I'm reading this article so you don't have to. It's called Where Nature Ends and Settlements Begin by Jumana Manna. She wrote this article during the lockdown while she was preparing to create her movie called Foragers, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm looking forward to watching. And so this is how the article begins. She says, I came back home in spring to shoot a film about foraging wild food. At its heart, it is a chase film between the Israeli Nature Patrol and elderly Palestinians who gather plants listed as protected species, particularly the wild-growing artichoke-like tumble thistle akub, aka green gold. She goes on to say, still in the making, this film is ultimately concerned with what is made extinct and what gets to live on. Who gets to decide the fate of herb-picking cultures and the options that remain to those who don't? On page 2, she says, walking and writing have become the mediums through which to think about the militarization of biological survival, as it gets pitted against other socio-political rights. So she goes on to describe this neighborhood that she grew up in and is living in during the pandemic. She talks about the history of it, and then she goes on to describe this really quaint vibe of one-story houses and little gardens and stuff. But get this. She says, these charming rural qualities did not always emerge out of the residing family's desire or choice, but rather out of a sustained strategy encoded into Israeli zoning laws. She goes on, the strategy consisted in limiting the construction volume within a plot of land in order to restrict Palestinian residents and manage the Arab, quote, demographic time bomb, end quote. This racist phrase is often used to refer to the growing Arab population under Israeli jurisdiction, particularly in Jerusalem, where all means are deployed to maintain a Jewish majority. Now, when we follow that footnote down, I'll read this to you. After the occupation and annexation of East Jerusalem, the municipality passed a law limiting construction volume within a plot of land known as the floor area ratio, FAR, to merely 25%. By comparison, Jewish neighborhoods were built with high rises in order to exhaust the maximum capacity of the building area and to overlook the Arab neighborhoods. As the decades passed, the FAR increased in East Jerusalem as the Israeli state realized that Arabs had run out of land. For further reading, I'll show you. Here it says, for further reading. Okay, so now we'll scoot back up to the article. Okay, later on she goes on. The Israeli settlements that surround our neighborhood and the camp are many and are built on expropriated land to ensure that there is no territorial or social continuity between the Palestinian neighborhoods of East Jerusalem. What she seems to be saying is that neighborhoods that were right next to each other and they could communicate with each other, these Palestinian neighborhoods, and have community, the Israeli settlements are injected in land in between them to cut those neighborhoods off from community, and that is part of the strategy. Okay, now get this. She talks about this hillside that runs along this ridge that's overlooking the neighborhood. And that until the 1990s, that ridge was covered with a pine forest that was a green space for everyone to use. So then the area was, quote, unfrozen and then earmarked for construction. Let's read it. The primary purpose of defining Shufat Ridge as a green area was in fact to prevent Arabs from building there until it was time to build a new Jewish neighborhood. Now there's another footnote, so let's check it out. The source is here. Check it out if you want to. And she wraps up this chapter by saying, today all that separates Shufat, which is the Arab neighborhood, from Ramat Shlomo, which is the settlement, the Israeli settlement. Today, all that separates Shufat from Ramat Shlomo is a 2-lane road beneath which our sewage flows in unison. Okay, so she goes on to talk about this valley, this beautiful valley where she goes to pick this traditional Palestinian herb and then goes into the laws about the picking of that herb. So, of course, all of this is meaningful to us as human beings, but also as home herbalists and as holistic herbalists, because we understand that everything is connected and that everyone has their right to the relationship with the land. So, I think we'll keep going on with this. So, let me know what you think. Do you find any insights from this so far? And does it raise any questions within you? Does it make you want to do any research of your own? Let's talk about it in the comments. I would love, 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 love it.